Pigeon is extremely busy. Pigeon is doing extremely busy business things. Rushing here, rushing there. Can't stop. Don't disturb. He is very, very busy. Pigeon was so busy that he forgot to look where he was going. Pigeon was so busy that before he knew it, he didn't really know where he was at all. "Oh, I'm much too busy for this," huffed Pigeon. "I absolutely do not have time for this." Sitting on a log, staring into the distance, was Mouse. Mouse was definitely not busy.
Oh, Olive, this is beautiful. Look at all your fabulous colors. You've been a magnificent artist all along. I know, said Olive. It's okay that you can't paint a shape. Our painting could use some of your brilliant and wacky splatters. The hand or a paintbrush. Why don't you surprise us?
Chapter 1. I could have become a mass murderer after I hacked my governor module, but then I realized I could access the combined feed of entertainment channels carried on the company's satellites. It had been well over 35,000 hours or so since then. It's still not much murdering, but probably, I don't know, a little under 35,000 hours of movies, serials, books, plays, and music consumed. As a heartless killing machine, I was a terrible failure. I was also still doing my job on a new contract and hoping Dr. Valescu and Dr. Bharadwaj finished their survey very soon so I could get back to Habitat and I could watch episode 397 of Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon. I admit that I was distracted. It's a boring contract so far, and I was thinking about backburning the status alert channel, trying to access music on the entertainment feed without hub system logging the extra activity. It's trickier to do it in the field than it was in the habitat.
He found himself in the neighborhood of the asteroids 325, 326, 327, 328, 329, and 330. He began therefore by visiting them, in order to add to his knowledge. The first of them was inhabited by a king. Clad in royal purple and ermine, he was seated upon a throne, which was at the same time both simple and majestic. "Ah, here is a subject," exclaimed the king when he saw the little prince coming. And the little prince asked himself, how could he recognize me when he had never seen me before? He did not know how the world is simplified for kings. To them all men are subjects. "Approach, so that I may see you better," said the king, who felt consumingly proud of being at last a king over somebody. The little prince looked out everywhere to find a place to sit down, but the entire planet was crammed and obstructed by the king's magnificent ermine robe. So he remained standing upright, and since he was tired, he yawned. "It is contrary to etiquette to yawn in the presence of a king," the monarch said to him. "I forbid you to do so." "I can't help it, I can't stop myself," replied the little prince, though embarrassed. "I have come on a long journey, and I have had no sleep." "Ah, then," the king said, "I order you to yawn. It is years since I have seen anyone yawning. Yawns to me are objects of curiosity. Come now, yawn again. It is in order."
It is also the story of a book called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, not an Earth book, never published on Earth, and until the terrible catastrophe occurred, never seen or heard by any Earthman. Nevertheless, a wholly remarkable book. In fact, the most remarkable book to ever come out of the great publishing corporation of Ursa Minor, of which no Earthman had ever heard of. Not only is it a wholly remarkable book, it's also a highly successful one, more popular than Celestial Home Care Omnibus, better selling than the 53 More Things to Do in Zero Gravity, more controversial than Ulan Kuthup's trilogy of philosophical blockbusters, Where God Went Wrong, more of God's greatest mistakes, and Who is this God person anyway? First off, the reason for its success is slightly cheaper, and second, it has the words "Don't Panic" inscribed on friendly letters on its cover. But the story of this terrible, stupid Thursday, and the story of its extraordinary consequences, and the story of how those consequences are intricately intertwined with a remarkable book begins very simply. It begins with a house.
"It's not the NICU," Rob said. "It's about limiting the amount of time the babies will have to spend in intensive care." He explained that if Anne could carry her babies for as long as 34 weeks, they might be out of the intensive care nursery in as little as 3 weeks. Every week outside the room prior to that extended the baby's time in the hospital and increased the likelihood of complications associated with extremely low birth weight. The average delivery for quadruplets is 31 weeks, he pointed out. That was already perilously close to inviting serious trouble for the babies. Every additional day in the womb meant precious time for lung development, and each ounce gained meant less risk of neurological disorders such as cerebral palsy that were so common among very low babies. I just want to give my kids every possible opportunity for a healthy life, he said, sighing. Sounds like you've done your research, but I don't know if the magnesium sulfate is a wonder drug for pregnancies like ants. What if it's not?
I'm the thousand change girl, getting ready for school, standing in my bedroom, ripping pants and shirts from my body, trying dresses and skirts. My father, the bottom of the steps, is yelling, "The bus is coming. Here comes the bus." I'm wriggling into jeans, zippers grinding their teeth, buttons refusing their holes. Downstairs, the bus is fuming in the yard. Farm kids with cowlicks sitting in rows, everything's in a pile on the floor. After school, mother will scream, "Get upstairs and hang up that mess." But I don't care. I'm the thousand change girl, trotting downstairs now, looking good, looking ready for school. Father pulling back from the steps with disgust, giving me the one sober saying, "Is that what you're wearing?"
Be a guru. If you have knowledge, let others light their candles at it. If you think the word mentor doesn't apply to you, think again. Each and every one of your experiences has led you to where you are today. All of your mistakes, your failures, your accomplishments, and your gained knowledge have made you a better and wiser version of yourself. Sharing that wisdom could help other people and benefit you as well. Studies show that helping others increases happiness for the mentor, in part because focusing on someone else's problems and issues counters the self-focused nature of anxiety or depression. When we help others in need, we disengage from our own obstacles and become more open and reflective, perhaps gaining new perspective on our own circumstances. As a mentor, you become influential, a source of inspiration, motivation, and empowerment to another individual.
I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! And he had only 3 legs. He was a wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He had 3 legs and 1 eye. He was a winky wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He had 3 legs, 1 eye, and he liked to listen to country music. Hee-haw! He was a honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He had 3 legs, 1 eye, he liked to listen to country music, and he was quite tall and slim. He was a lanky, honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He had 3 legs, 1 eye. He listened to country music, was quite tall, slim. He really smelled really, really bad. It was a stinky, dinky, lanky, lonky, hinky, honky, winky, wonky, tonky.
Hello, I am Ivan. I am a gorilla. It's not as easy as it looks. People call me the freeway gorilla, the ape at exit 8, the one and only Ivan, mighty silverback. The names are mine, but they're not me. I am Ivan, just Ivan, only Ivan. Humans waste words. They toss them like banana peels and leave them to rot. Everyone knows the peels are the best part. I suppose you think gorillas can't understand you. Of course, you also probably think we can't walk upright. Try knuckle walking for an hour. You tell me, which way is more fun? I've learned to understand human words over the years, but understanding human speech is not the same as understanding humans. Humans speak too much. They chatter like chimps, crowding the world with their noise even when they have nothing to say. It took me some time to recognize all those human sounds, to weave words into things, but I was patient. Patient is a useful way to be when you're an ape. Gorillas are as patient as stones, humans not so much.